legs. It's just too noisy. It's insane.
How's the hike? Evelyn, Olivia, and Dad. Mom's at home.
She doesn't pee in the woods.
Nope. And we are in beautiful Banff National Park. We've just left Lake Louise, and we're heading up Highway 93, the Icefields Parkway, which kind of takes you through to Jasper. And we are hiking our own homemade loop of North Molar Pass and Molar Pass. 4 nights. We're going to take our time. We also had reservations on the Brazeau Loop. And the reason I had 2 reservations at one point was because last year one of these trails was closed due to an aggressive bear that liked to take roofs off warden cabins. So because we had to fly out here and have hotels and rent a car, it was just safer to have 2 things. And then some wildfires popped up and we decided, okay, we'll do Molar. So pretty easy day today. We only have to go into Mosquito Creek campground and campsite, and then we're going to explore a little bit. The reason we can't get to Fish Lake today, which is the typical day 1, is because when I called to make this reservation on the very first day you were allowed to make the reservation, I called right at the time you were allowed to call. I still miss getting Fish Lake. They had a large group book all of the campsites, so only 5 kilometers or about 3 miles today, and then up over North Molar Pass tomorrow, along the Pipestone River on day 3 to Molar Creek, up over Molar Pass on day 4, back to Mosquito Creek, and then an easy 5K out on Saturday. And then back to Calgary and on the airplane. So we're on our way. We'll see you at the trailhead. We are finished getting packed up. Got the car all settled at the trailhead. There's where we're going today. Mosquito Creek Campground, which is actually MO5. So I think this sign's kind of old, and it's only 5 kilometers. This is obviously Mosquito Creek. We've parked across the street at the trailhead parking, and we are off. We have been walking on a beautiful trail through the woods, basically, and nice and quiet, but we're finally getting a nice view of Mosquito Creek, which at some point will be our home for the night. Let's just stop here for a second, give you a little view, and then of course I'll go up a bit. We are heading up that way, around that way tomorrow. I think I can be heard. It's good. So this is very pretty. Very warm day, and they've had a very warm few weeks, which is why there's a fire ban in effect, and that Banff National Park is in the extreme fire condition. However, even so, you can see even down here along Mosquito Creek there is still snow, which we were surprised to see given the conditions over the last number of weeks, although it was a very heavy year of snow out here, so I guess not too surprising. Probably another, less than 2 kilometers to our resting stop for the night. We're going to set up camp, have something to eat, and then do a little exploring. Our short day of getting to our first campsite is over. We are coming in here, Mosquito Creek, MO5. Some nice areas to eat. We're going to go look for the tent sites, pick one, and once we get set up and get organized, we'll give you a little tour of this campsite in case you ever want to use it, and then we're going to go do some exploring. Well, there's our view from Molar Creek Beautiful place. This is the area they've designated for eating, which is very smart. It's far away from the tent pads, far away from the bear hanging, and far away from the outhouse, which is very nice. As you can see, a little solar charging, although every time I put this thing out, the sun goes away. Oh well, it'll be back. Give you a little tour of, if you're thinking to come out here, it's about 5-ish K in from the car, and we wanted to go to Fish Lakes today, but when I called to make the reservation, on the day you could make the reservation, a large party had just booked it, and I think we just met them. They were just here having a break, and off they're going. So we'll be a day behind them doing the Molar Loop. There's Liv, always doing the water chores. I brought the Sawyer Squeeze this time, because it is a lot faster. The girls each have minis, of course, as well, for backup. And I'll give you a little tour. Nice view, eh, for filtering water, Liv? All right, so in case you were curious about where you were, nice sign. That's the bridge we'll be taking tomorrow to head to North Molar Pass. That's going to be we're very excited about that. This is hiking for me. Everything else I do that we do is preparation for trips in the Rockies, which is just stunning. We originally were going to be alone tonight here. That was what the reservation said, but there are others here now because of the availability being so limited. And we're glad to have the company. It's nice. So there's the outhouse. Keep walking back this way. Here's Evelyn setting up our tent. It's kind of the way it works. Olivia does the water. Evie sets up the tent. Gets us all going for the night. And this is the spot we picked out when we arrived. There's another couple has gone back in there. Another room for a tent pad over there. And there must be one more because they say there's room for 5 here. Now we can walk over this way. And I'll quickly show you the food storage. If you're not interested in ever camping here, you can fast forward to a little later. But you can see how far apart they've put everything right by the book, which is good. And there we are. Our food bags are up. Another couple's food bags are up. I think we may have to help this other group with their food bags because I think we have some that are broken. And maybe we'll all be able to figure something out together and make sure that they can get their food stored safely. People always ask, what do you do in the tent at night?
Dad, I'm wearing these disgusting pajamas.
You're fine. It's okay.
I can't laugh and mess this up. Oh my
Don't
God.
laugh. Just keep doing it. Now all you need is 2 more cards for the floor.
Okay, that's the roof, Dad.
No, if you're building multiple stories,
She's not.
that would be the floor.
Get that far.
And voila. Nice job.
Yes.
Yes. Now the key now is to put another level on top of that.
Oh no. Well, might as well.
Give it a try.
Watch her go down first try.
And you thought you were watching a hiking video on YouTube.
Oh, there she goes.
Oh.
Oh no. Guys, the disappointment is not necessary.
We've played some crib, we had a very nice dinner, and we're at the end of our very short day 1, a little over 5K to get to Mosquito Creek campsite MO5. Tomorrow the plan is to hike about 10.5 kilometers up to Fish Lake, which is a very famous hike, very popular hike. We've been told the wildflowers are in bloom, so we can't wait to see those. And we'll be spending tomorrow night at Fish Lake. Probably get up early and have our breakfast and get out of here and try to get there early again tomorrow so we can have a nice leisurely evening. Now, Mosquito Creek. I guess the question is it really, apropos? Is it the right name for the place? And I say no, because there are some mosquitoes, but there are lots of these. They don't really bother you, but they're everywhere. So not too bad of a buggy night, but it's going to be a very chilly night. Probably pretty cold overnight tonight. So we're all tucked in, and we'll see you in the morning. Well, not a bad sleep last night. Very cold. I had to put some socks on in the middle of the night, and you can see I'm wearing my hat. When the sun went down and it got dark, it got very, very cold. Not to be surprised by that. Hard to find a good temperature here to kind of prepare. Lake Louise last night was 8 Celsius overnight, but if you looked at the Columbia Icefields, which are up the road, I think they were going to be -1 or -2 Celsius, which of course is, pretty chilly. So we'll probably put some socks on in the middle of the night, and we'll make some adjustments tonight to make sure that we're not too cold, because it'll probably be even colder up at higher elevation. So not a bad sleep. Looking forward to getting going this morning, and looking forward to our first mountain pass of the summer. And I think it's going to be a really great day.
We've done 2.26 kilometers climbing out of Mosquito Creek campsite, and we are now at the junction of where you can take either Molar Pass or North Molar Pass. We're doing North Molar Pass, as you know, and up into Fish Lake for tonight. Then we get a long 18K day tomorrow as we loop around Molar Mountain on the Pipestone River and the Pipestone Trail, and spend tomorrow night at Molar Creek. And then actually, I was going to show you around here in a second, but we'll be back at this exact spot as we head out, because of course it is a loop. So we've come up from down there. Let me just adjust this. And we've come all the way up this beautiful valley. You can see the sign here. North Molar is where we're going. Fish Lakes, MO18 for the night. And then we'll be coming back on this trail where it forms a junction. And there's the old sign there, Molar Pass and Fish Lakes. So really beautiful section. We left camp about 9:10. Other folks were just getting up. We've discovered that we're early up and early in. What do you think, guys? So far so good?
Yeah.
Seen some 2-3 day old maybe bear tracks. Probably one large bear and one small bear, so we're thinking mum and cubs. I'm not an expert on looking at bear tracks, so I'm not sure whether or not it was black or the other type, but we're making lots of noise and singing to some great Canadian music this morning. A lot of Rush and Triumph.
No, you are.
Oh, okay. I was singing to Rush and Triumph. So short break here, and we're heading up to North Molar Pass. Very excited. We've just climbed pretty much straight uphill through the woods. We're getting into the meadow here, heading toward North Molar Pass, and it is, wow. Flowers are everything they say. We're going to see them even better. Just look, this is where we've come from. And this is nothing but flowers. Hummingbird just stopped in front of me, kind of startled, and looked at me and then flew off, which is kind of interesting. So let's go see what's up here. Top of this meadow. I'm going to stop here at the top, kind of show you where we've come from and where we're going. Even though it's a beautiful meadow, it's been a steady climb. Gorgeous day though. I know I say that a lot, but I mean, it really is a beautiful day. All right, we'll stop here, pan back. Tough to see the meadows we've walked through now, although I showed them to you a minute ago. We've actually come, there's 2 pine trees right there in front of the camera. The valley we've come up is just down there. Yep, good pointing. Getting breezier now. We're heading this way. And I don't know if you can pick it up on the GoPro, but basically straight ahead I can see the trail rising up out of this valley. Probably have a little snow to deal with through the pass, which is there. Once we get to the pass, we have 3K down to Fish Lakes, pretty much a steep descent into our campsite for the night. But just take a minute and look at this. What do you guys think? Yeah. Yeah. Stop to look at this. This is really cool. Obviously when the snow's melting, this is a river, but then look at this, all the rock turned sideways. Amazing. What's more amazing is that we just realized the scope of what we're about to climb from down here. Have a little bit further to go through that notch. It's been a fun climb, and we have come a long way. A little bit of trail finding down here because of the snow. Really hard to see where we should be going, but we made it. And then I actually stopped to look at this. I hope you can see it on the camera, on the video. That's a little cluster of flowers down there, up here in the middle of nothing. Life. That's not the only life up here, of course. There are giant flies, but other than that, pretty little flower. Off we go. David Attenborough. I'd have to have a British accent. And we're going to see the glacier soon. Well, 3 kilometers off in the distance. I doubt we'll see it on this GoPro, but there's Fish Lake. And just going to scan around here. Man alive. And we've been giving her. And as my wife would say, it doesn't get much better than this. Well, the switchbacks were pretty steep coming down, a little slippery, but we're now on a great trail, mostly downhill. We did see an animal over here earlier, moving around. We could see it from up top. I'm not quite sure what it was, but I'm pretty sure it was one of the hoary marmots. No sign of it now. There's a view for you. Let's just take that in for a second. Wow. There's where we're going. Well, we've been at Fish Lake for about an hour, I would say, close to it anyway. Camp is pretty much set up, at least the tent and the fly and everything. We had to dry some things out before we set them up, and this is our view. Not from the tent area, but from where we have the tables for eating. This is a pretty spectacular place. Have a look. Now tomorrow we're heading down that way, and then we'll make a right. We'll descend into the Pipestone River Valley and head that way. Then we're going to go actually around, and if I was a guessing man, on the other side where Molar Creek is, probably over that way is where we'll be camping tomorrow night before we head back on the other pass. Anyway, really beautiful place, but wow, lots of bugs. Bugs of every variety. Big ones, little ones, fast ones, slow ones. Also some hummingbirds in the area too. Girls are here enjoying a snack. We bring some treats, like a third entree, like stovetop stuffing or Idaho mashed potatoes that are instant and easy to cook. And so tonight we were going to have mashed potatoes. Evelyn said, why don't we have stuffing? And then she had a great idea. She said, why don't we have it now? You know, we're a couple hours or more away from dinner probably, so it was a nice treat to have so that we could get a little pick-me-up. Quick little tour. Some folks setting up back here now, so I'll respect their privacy, and probably won't be able to show you where the privy is, the outhouse. Oh, there I am charging as usual. Won't be able to show you the outhouse or the bear hanging poles. Tonight's bear hanging pole is one of the new ones. It's a single pole with a ground circle at the top. Much better solution than the old tree solution we used at Mosquito Creek. And
This is the campsite?
yes,
Yeah?
yes,
I find the one place.
yes. There are places all up in here for
Oh,
camping,
so I can go
and I
up there.
promise I won't put you on video.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just kidding, but I won't put you on.
Okay.
And here's our tent spot here. Not very level. There are no level spots here. Some other folks up there. Up in this way is where the tent. Right up there is the bear hanging poles, and right over there would be the outhouse. So that's it. We'll get organized and do some laundry and enjoy our evening. So I had to stop back there a second ago because a lady had shown up. Almost didn't make it because she got lost a few times, and the trail does meander, especially at the top where there's still snow, and her son was supposed to join her. It's her first time camping, and so that's a pretty tough first day on the trail. Oh my goodness. Anyway, she's here and she made it and she's safe. So if you kind of heard me stop and talk to somebody, that's what was going on there. Beautiful evening. We're just waiting for our food to hydrate, and did a little laundry. I didn't do laundry. I just rinsed everything in the lake. No soap or anything silly like that. We know better. But quite a view this evening as we get ready for our dinner and then the game of cards and to bed. Early day tomorrow, and everybody's good and tired from this evening. Pretty awesome. Glacier up there. And the girls are sitting in a field of wildflowers as just kind of chilling in the sun. Well, we decided to forego the picnic table and come down here by the lake and have our dehydrated food. Olivia's having her every night meal, spaghetti with meat sauce, every night. And what are you having, Evie?
This.
Beef stroganoff with noodles. And I'm having potatoes with gravy and beef. Not bad. But the view is, well, the girls have the view of the water and the mountains, and I have, of course, the best view.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
All right, bear bag hanging time.
the head.
Somebody want to do mine for me? Because I'm holding the GoPro. Thank you. Yeah, nice. I like these ones a lot more than the old wooden ones. Pulleys tend to work better. All right, up we go.
I got it. I want to try. You can. We have lots of time. Look a bit.
Bear begging fun.
Go ahead, hurry up. It hurts. Nice.
Done.
Oh, that's so much easier than last night.
All right, off we go.
Well, it's the end of day 2. We had an amazing day up over North Molar Pass. Once we got out of the tree line and up into the wildflower meadows, it was pretty spectacular. Wouldn't you guys agree? And then getting up probably about 8,500 feet at that pass was pretty cool. We stopped there and had a little bit of lunch, and then descended very steeply into the valley and down into Fish Lake. So just Fish Lake, the whole, just beautiful. You know, I hope the video does it justice because it's amazing. Of course, the tent's a little bit of a, well, mess tonight because we need so many different types of clothes. So wicked hot here during the afternoon, and then pretty cold at night. In fact, we met some hikers who were just a little further north than us last night, and their water bottles froze. I think today's July 27th, so that's pretty amazing. And then, of course, the highlight of the day was what?
We just saw a porcupine.
It was huge.
Yeah.
Going to the bathroom, and I thought it was a bit, oh my god.
Yeah, we thought we were gonna die.
We thought we were gonna die. It was
climbing up a tree.
it was so big.
It was so cute. Oh my gosh. So cute.
A giant porcupine. Morning. Pretty good sleep last night. Not quite as cold as we expected compared to the night before, but we're not in a creek bed where the cold air tends to funnel, so a little better night, a little better sleep, and it's about 6:40 a.m. Expecting the sun to come up here shortly. We're going to head out. I'm going to make some coffee, get the bear bags down, get packed up, and hopefully be on the trail by 7:30, so we can see if we're doing 14 or 18 plus today. Just depends on our calculations. So we're going to get ready and get on the trail.
All right, underway. I think this is Lower Fish Lake, if my memory serves me correctly. When Olivia edits this video, if I'm wrong, she'll be flashing the actual name of the lake up here on the screen. But there it is, another beautiful lake. And the sun has finally popped up over those clouds. We are seeing some haze in the air today from the wildfires that are burning out here. Wildfire is one of the reasons we chose this particular hike over the Brazo Loop, as I was talking yesterday morning with a gentleman, because here there are, I don't know, multiple ways to exit in the case that a wildfire either started, because we're in extreme conditions, or jumped. Another wildflower meadow. And up that way, Pipestone Pass. Goes up the Pipestone River, and we're going to be going down the Pipestone River, which is why we're heading here toward Lower Fish Lake. We just stopped because we saw this. This is a motion activated camera, and I'm sure it's to track wildlife more than hikers because they don't retrieve this until a warden passes through. We've actually been following either a warden on horseback or trail maintenance on horseback because they've done a lot of cutting of deadfall and stuff. Just we're a day behind them. Although they can do about 20 kilometers a day. That's how usually how the warden's cabins are spaced out. But water crossing number 7. See how we go. All right, we've got our music on. You probably can't hear it. Maybe you can. A little bit of Rush. Anyway, nice view here. I want to show you this first real view of this enormous valley that we're hiking down today. Olivia just said, "Holy crap, that's cool." It really is. It's, you know, it's not we're not at the.
You don't need them right now.
Wow, it's amazing. Beautiful. Can't see much of anything here, and so we're making lots of noise. We're actually upwind, so not only can any animal not smell us, but they are having a hard time hearing us as well. And visibility through these willows is pretty tough. So although it's pretty cool. What used to be an old bridge, no more. Hiking for about 3 hours, and wanted to find a place where we could take a little bit of an early lunch break with we use these meal replacement bars because we like to walk and have more time in camp in the evening. So we get up early, get going, stop, have one of these meal replacement bars, which are almost 400 calories, so and very dense, which is good for for what they weigh. But we picked a spot right here where we can see both directions on the trail. So if an animal's using this as a corridor, it's not going to walk up upon us and be surprised. You're hiking up the Pipestone River. I'm wondering why they put this there. We've done a few Parks Canada stuff now. They use these pink ribbons, which is cool because they can be replaced every year easily. But I'm wondering if it's hard to find the trail when you're coming up from down there. So now you start to wonder, is it going to be tough to see the trail at some point as we head this way? So far it's been very overgrown with willows, but at least we can see where to put our feet. And as I said before, we're following a warden or a trail crew, and we're seeing hoof prints, so we know we're heading off in the right direction when it does get a little sketchy. Like right now. An example of some of the work they're doing on the trail just ahead of us. Much appreciated, of course. Hopping over deadfall is not a big deal if it's one or two trees, but when it's a bunch, it slows you down and it's kind of a pain. So really appreciate Parks Canada having folks out here maintaining these trails so that we can enjoy them. Here, just to show you this.
There's the other one.
That's a large bear paw right there. And it's old because this hasn't been wet for at least...
The other one's right here.
I don't know how long it's been since this is wet. I mean, it's wicked dry, so this bear is no longer in the vicinity.
There's another one right here.
So, but that's a big one.
Right there.
It's a good size.
Here too.
Another good reason we're all carrying
Yeah, everywhere.
bear spray.
There's another one right there.
Yeah, so
Smaller, that one.
good sized bear came through here, and then it looks like went backwards, or at least another bear went the other way.
That could be a cat.
What we've noticed here is that the little strawberries, wild strawberries, are flowering, but they're not yet in bloom. So as I look around, kind of just managing expectations for what we might run into, I know that there's nothing here for them. There's no food source. So if we were walking through giant berry patches, well, that's different. But that was very cool to see, and that was pretty good size. Woohoo! Well, we stopped. Good running stream here. Filled up our, we each had already 2 liters of water for our morning. We've been out 4 hours, so that's pretty good. Well, we're coming up on another one of those motion activated cameras. I just smiled. A little update though, we saw some bear scat on the trail, and I'm no tracker.
But it was probably like today or yesterday.
Yeah, last night or this morning probably. So we're being a little more vigilant. We're always vigilant, but although on this trail as we're walking we did not see any tracks at all. Since we saw the scat, we didn't see any tracks in the mud where we crossed. Are we on our 24th crossing of water right now?
Yeah.
24 water crossings so far today. Only 3 have required us to take off our boots, but they do tend to slow you down a little bit. Beautiful along the Pipestone River though. Well, that's a beautiful sight to see. If we were to continue straight on, we could go to Skokie or Lake Louise parking lot. Some Pipestone River, that's the warden's cabin. See the pen over there for horses, trail to Lake Louise, Skokie area, an outhouse, a tack shop, shed rather, and the warden's cabin. And the wardens have just been through here, so they probably stayed here last night, if I were to bet. And our trail is back over this way. Pretty cool, huh, guys?
Yeah.
We just saw our second big pile of bear scat. It looked a lot drier, but a lot bigger than the first. So we're starting to come up with a theory that maybe it's moving was moving toward us as opposed to with us, because we have not seen any tracks. So we're going to go back over here. This is where I think it's going to be tough going for us finding this trail, because I don't think it's used that often. And so we'll come over here and look at this sign. I think we're going in that way, the looks of it. There. So we've been from there, we're heading there and there, and tonight we're there. Well, our first real shot at Molar Creek. We were down at creek level now, and the campsite is down. I think we're up to cross a couple times here, down to the left, on one side of another stream that comes down and drains into it. So Molar straight ahead. It's our destination tomorrow. We're here putting our Crocs on, and we're probably going to leave them on now for the last 600-700 meters into the campsite, in case we have to go across any other rivers, or parts of the river rather. And it's been a long day, and we're looking forward to getting in and having a nice evening. Wow, this is a sight. We have had a heck of a time finding this campsite. Brutal. That's a glacier, honey. We've made it to MO18. The problem is, I have no idea how we get out of here because there's no trail. So hopefully there'll be others here who can lead us in the right direction. But, wow. We've arrived. We are set up at Molar Creek campsite. This was very, very hard to find. The trail along Molar Creek is almost impossible to find. We actually got off the trail once, and Olivia found it. Nice job, Liv. The GPS I have, Gaia GPS, has been amazing. I've used it on every trail this year, and it's been right on the money, and it's been great, except today. This trail around Molar Mountain doesn't work very well, and I know that in the US they're using National Geographic maps, but not in Canada. And if they had, we'd be in much better condition, because I'm using a National Geographic map of this area, and it was dead on. So, except for the campground. So the campsite was right on the Gaia GPS and wrong on the National Geographic map. We found it, and we're set up, and I'll pan up here. There is some weather blowing in. Beautiful view. That might be Hector Glacier there. Again, we'll look that up. This is really cool too up here. See that? Isn't that amazing? And there's a little gap right over there. It's like an arch almost. Very, very cool. And we came from way down there today, 19 kilometers and change. So we're going to go and see what's happening with the rain.
We usually rate things on how's the hike until we're done, but I'm going to say right now that we don't want to ruin the rating of this hike by today's last 5K or tomorrow's first 5K. We're in the Molar Creek Valley. There is basically no trail. Bushwhacking is something we've done already today, and we've just talked to 3 other people that have come in that way. And apparently once you exit the mountain, the route is hard to find or non-existent. So we'll look for their tracks in the morning. So I just wanted to say that I would rate the North Molar Pass to Fish Lake
that's good.
pretty close to a 10,
Yeah,
to be honest.
Really nice.
Pretty close to a 10. I can't imagine something more beautiful than that, to be honest. It was pretty stunning, and that will probably be the highlight of the hike, unless when we descend Molar Pass it blows our mind, which I'm sure it's going to be beautiful. But Any thoughts on today?
It was good. I mean, we did it, so.
Yeah.
I mean, we did it. I mean,
I don't know.
you guys are pros by now. You are. Are you kidding me? Anyway, it was a lot of bushwhacking and willows and all kinds of challenges today. And of course, then it rained tonight. Pretty good rain for a while. We snuck out and had our dinner.
In like 5 minutes.
In like 5 minutes between rain. Now it's stopped and it's clear. Not a cloud in the sky. So hopefully that'll be good for us in the morning. We may be up before the sun comes over the mountain, so we may have to pack some wet gear. But good morning, day 4 of our Molar Loop. Girls and I didn't do a tent video this morning because we got going and we're waiting for the sun to come up to dry this tent off a bit. Otherwise, we'll have to pack it wet, carry a little extra weight as we head down the swamp to Molar Pass. Once we hit the top of Molar Pass, it's a cakewalk after that, but that's going to be the challenge this morning. So I'm having a little coffee. The girls are debating pro bar versus oatmeal versus washing dishes. And you can see everything's pretty wet. It rained pretty well last night, and what a nice morning. The sun's going to come up just over there, and I'm waiting for it because it's going to swing around and get this rain fly dry. And then we're headed that way. We found the trail so far. We're going to lose it again. We know that much because we talked to some guys last night who got in very late.
Like 10 o'clock.
Like 10 o'clock late, coming in from where we're going. They did have a late start. And we're going to hopefully see tracks. I met another couple of people that also came in the way we are going a couple of days ago, and same reports. Trail just fades away, especially up here in the woods. So we're really happy to see this little ditch this morning because we were bushwhacking for a while at a camp. And as I said 3 times, I think now, this will be the 3rd or 4th, my GPS doesn't have the right lines, so I'm relying on the map, which is fine. But I just realized how reliant I've become on knowing where I'm at all times. So now we're old school, compass and map, until we get up to the top of this pass. So that'll be a good test for the old guy. To show you how bad this trail is, if you're going where we've come from, somebody's been very nice to put an arrow here.
It was the people that came in last night.
Yeah, they were talking about putting arrows up, but you obviously you'd think you'd wander off that way, but the trail actually is that way. So we're going to have some more issues up here, I'm sure. But if you're going to hike Molar Creek, be prepared. This is what we're dealing with this morning. At least we're still able to see a trail. It's about to get a little dodgy up here at the woods.
But we're all very wet.
We're all wet. I mean, actually, you guys are... I'm just going to turn around here. Look at that. That's a willow bath. Okay.
Literally a glacier right there. I know.
Yeah, it's literally a glacier right there. I keep calling that one Hector, but I don't know. Olivia's going to fix that when we do when she does the video. I've done over 3.5 kilometers. We're in the woods. I've been in the woods for quite a while now. Trail's decently marked actually in this direction, but I can see what the guys were saying last night about having trouble because as we look behind us, we can see places where, you know, there are 2 or 3 forks and you're like, whoa, which one do I take? So, very tricky. We have seen some trail markings though, old ones. This is what happens actually to trail markings. This is not a good example because I don't think this is one, but what happens is they chop out part of the tree for the trail marker, then all this sap comes back in. And that doesn't take too long for a tree to start repairing itself. So you can lose those trail markers over a period of time. But we've seen some really good ones this morning. We think we're starting our ascent now into Molar Pass. We're actually looking forward to getting to the top and having some beautiful views on the way down. Obviously a highlight. So I think we're done with our river crossings. We've actually hiked, gosh, I don't know, 5+ K in our Crocs and bare feet because it's just been muddy, wetty, muddy, wetty, brooky, creaky, and we held up pretty well hiking in what are basically bare feet and cushions. So in a moment, we're heading up there.
Well, we've just come up some switchy backs. We're going to follow this ridgeline for a while, but wow, what a gorge. This is Molar Creek, and whoa, that's a long way down. Woo! All right, we're going that way. Lead the way. Well, we've climbed a bit, opened up to a meadow here of sorts. It's really interesting. Getting close to the pass. Wildflowers have sprung up again. They're beautiful. Girls and I are hustling a little bit though. There's a little bit of weather coming. And we're not sure what's on the other side of the mountain. So we're going to get over here to a low area and have a break. Kind of see where that goes. Certainly don't want to be on an exposed area like this or on an exposed pass if there's a thunderstorm. So we'll go up here and get down as low as possible and admire these beautiful flowers. We're kind of hoping this is it. But if not, you're going to hear groans of disappointment. I think somebody's praying. I'm not sure that's going to work.
Oh, we're good. We're good. Oh, crap. That's so pretty. That's so sweet.
Holy crap. Wow, look at the... We're going to die.
We're gonna die.
There is the...
Dad, you wanna jump?
There's the walk down the switchbacks all the way down into the tree line. And all the way down there. Okay. Weather seems to be moving in a different direction. We're going to stop here and have a break. And we're going to head down the hill. No, this is Molar Pass.
Yeah.
Favorite flower in abundance here. We think they're forget-me-nots.
They are forget-me-nots.
Okay. Let me just see if I can get a close-up of them here. There's not the yellow ones, but those little blue ones. We descended from up there, about halfway down the catwalk. You can see it up there where we came, and then great view of the valley. Look at that. We're going all the way down there. 5 kilometers to the campsite. Just gonna follow this down. Bird on trail.
We're being held up by a bird. Let's walk. Excuse me. Being held up by this bird. Like I just said.
This bird is not moving.
Being held up by this bird. Hello.
Yes,
bird.
we are.
Dude, what?
What the heck?
It's like, well, who are they? Hello.
Just walk by.
Yes, let's walk by it. I think there's a nest nearby, which is what she's obviously protecting.
Oh my
I
gosh.
hear her chicks.
Dad.
I hear her chick calling her.
Oh god.
Keep moving.
It's gonna kill us. Oh god, it's making a noise.
Did it walk?
Keep moving.
Dude, you're leading us to your chicks. Like,
No,
what are
she's
you-
leading us away.
Is that a baby?
I think
Oh my god, it's a baby.
that's the baby. Oh my
Oh,
god.
that is so cute.
Dude,
What even is it?
stop.
Dude, she's gonna attack us.
Oh god. Okay, running.
Yeah, she's coming after me. Keep walking.
Let's watch that. Oh, there's another one.
Oh,
Hello.
it's a baby. So
Goodbye.
that's what she was protecting. She was distracting us.
That was totally it.
Video. And we've made a complete loop. The Molar Loop, we'll call it. We've got another 2.1 kilometers back to Mosquito campsite. And there we are. Let me come up here. And we're staying there for the night. We could have walked another 5K out if we lived in the neighborhood, but we don't. So it would have been pretty tricky to get out there after another 7K and try to find a hotel in Calgary and everything, because our flight's not until Sunday. So we're going to have a leisurely evening in Mosquito Creek, have a nice dinner, and get up and walk 5K back to the car and head into town and back home. So we'll head this way after we take a break. Well, here we are back at Mosquito Creek. We are going to set up the tent before it rains, let it dry off if we can, and have some stuffing. Tonight is stuffing night before we do too much more work. Looks like at the moment we have the place to ourselves, but I don't expect that to remain the case. Not going to give you a campsite tour tonight because we've already done that for you. But we're back.
Almost ready for our nightly card game, and just wanted to show you this. We're back at Mosquito Creek, where there are, as I think I said this earlier in the video, there are barely any mosquitoes, but there are all these things, and they love to get caught up in the rain fly. But at least they're not in here.
So we finished day 4, and it was around 14 kilometers today, and it's around, what time is it now, like 9? 9:30 right now. So we're going to go to sleep, and we have 5K to the car tomorrow. Probably going to leave camp at around 9 o'clock, and we had a pretty good day, so yeah, what do you guys think? Pretty good day?
Pretty good day. Glad we found the trail at
Glad it's over.
Molar Creek. Some really beautiful views on Molar Pass. Though it was great. That was nice. Yeah.
So yeah, and see you tomorrow.
Well, day 5. We slept in quite a bit. 7:30, which is quite late for us. Pretty good sleep last night for me. I don't know, how'd you guys do? Good, yeah, everything's going on. Cold night though. This was the coldest night by far. As you can see, I'm wearing my puffer jacket and my 15-degree Fahrenheit rated sleeping bag. We're gonna add that to our list of trying to figure out what it means, because, you know, 15 degrees and I'm wearing a puffer jacket and it's not below freezing, so to figure that out. But still slept really well, and only 5K to the car today, and we'll get up and have some breakfast, hike it out, and head into Calgary, Alberta, Canada for the rest of the afternoon and night and catch our flight tomorrow. Been a great hike. We looked at some pictures last night, and I think you don't, when you're up there and you're looking around and you're blown away, you're like, that's really amazing. But then when you look at it in pictures, you're like, wow, we were there.
Another gorgeous morning. We've had the greatest weather. We had a little bit of smoke blow in last night from the wildfires, and a little bit of rain, as you saw the night before. But hiking wise, pretty amazing weather. We get into camp last night early enough that I was able to have a little shave, because the girls were teasing me about all the gray they're seeing in my beard, so I thought, well, I better shave that off. So anyway, it was nice to have a leisurely evening. Everybody could have a little bit of chance to kind of relax and listen to the river and kind of take it all in. And you see the mountain behind me here. It's just beautiful. Bittersweet on day 5. You know you're leaving and back to work and all of those other things, but it's been a great 5 days, and I'm sure it won't be long before we're back out again. We're underway from Mosquito Creek campsite, about 5K to the car. We're going to see how fast we can do it, although that was the idea. Of course, after a kilometer or two, you might forget that. Packs are a lot lighter. We were just discussing, we didn't fill our hydration bladders, so there's 4.4 pounds less. And of course, we're very light on food now, with only basically our emergency supplies left. So I don't know. I'm probably 10 pounds lighter on day 5, which is good. Girls are probably around 7 or 8. Onward. We're almost to the trailhead, and kind of what sucks, if you pardon the expression, is we can hear traffic. We did a lot of listening to silence on this trip. Girls went out last night and looked at the stars in the middle of the night. It's pretty awesome. No light pollution, no noise, no moon. Yeah, we had a crescent moon the night of the rain, and then it was nowhere to be seen last night. So it's our first car in 5 days. How's the hike at the trailhead after 5 days? We took our time. Some people do it in 3, but we wanted to relax. 5K in, 5K out. And so Olivia, how's the hike?
I'm gonna give it an 8.
An 8, cool.
Because the trail yesterday was like hard to find.
Yeah, Molar Creek Trail was very difficult to find. We need to take some of that Canada 150 money. Fix that one up. What do you think, Evie?
I'd probably give it a 9. Just because the trail was difficult to find, but the views are really great. So
yeah, I'm going to give it a 9 too, because I mean North Molar Pass is spectacular. Molar Pass has its own kind of barren beauty, and it's stunning. It was a fantastic hike. This hike was planned for my 50th birthday, which was what, a week ago now, and so this is kind of the peak of our hiking this year. So I want to thank the girls for doing this with Dad this summer, because this was my 50th birthday kind of wish. And yeah, but it was spectacular. Molar Creek needs a little work. Anyway, we got a little something. We're going to show you our tradition after hikes once we get back into Calgary. So we're going to head to the car, pack up, and show you that in a bit. Thought we'd share. We've just left Banff on our way to Calgary, and thought we'd share the smoke in the mountains. I know we've talked about the wildfires in this video. We were extremely fortunate to really not have any of it, except a little whiff last night. But Banff and Canmore are, well, this is pretty bad. So we were fortunate, but these folks are not. Smoky. Well, as you know from before, we usually go out and have a burger after we hike. But we've decided after this hike that we don't really want a burger. We want something healthier, which is good. So, but we are in a restaurant and we are going to eat, and so this is kind of our tradition after we hike. So thanks for watching.